Good morning YouTube, the Lofty Biker here. I'm up at Damerells again. I keep coming to Damerells, but there's not many places got bikes for me to test and ride. But I'm so excited about this one. I've been looking forward to it. It's the 2022 CRF300L. It's not the Rally, it's the L. See how we get on with this one. See you in a minute. Okay, YouTube, 300L. Let's have a go on this. Okay, so we're out. Popped up today on the off chance of picking a bike up. It's a 2022. It's running just about. The gentleman's chopped it in for something a bit bigger. I've wanted to ride this machine for quite a while, so I'm quite excited. It has spec, brand new. First impressions, it's quite nice. Suspension's a bit soggy. He's got the preload round off, which probably won't suit me being so big. Let's just take it around the island. Steering does drop in. You have to be fairly active. I'm not strictly counter steering down this island. I'm actually turning the wheel in, which is quite strange. It must be the steering angle being a off-road style bike. Up the lane. Yes, it's quite good, see, to be fair. It's better than I thought it would be. Anyway, let's have a look-see. Okay, YouTube. Lovely day here in Cornwall. Look what I've got. For all intents and purposes, it's a brand new bike. It's one that's just been chopped in. It's been running, done about 600 miles, that's all. It is brand new. It's the 2022 CRF300L. It's the slightly more, if you like, road going of the two. The other one being the 300 Rally. It's a tall bike. It's light. Let's get it off the side stand. Look at that. The preload has been wound down, so it's a little bit springy for a big chap like me, but I should imagine if you was normal, 10, 11 stone, whatever, your average person who'd probably buy a CRF, there'd be absolutely no problem at all. It's a nice bike. It is a really nice looking bike. Finish is good. I quite like it. Let's have a look round it and have a talk about it. Okay, what do you reckon? It ain't bad, is it? Let's walk round it. I'll try not to get too much shadow in, spoil it. Quite a good looking bike, isn't it? Nice plastics. There's the head on. Let's have a look at these tyres. Pretty damn knobbly, aren't they? Water cooled, of course. Just carry on round. Right, so here we go. Key on. LCD dash. Can you see? LCD dash. Fuel gauge all full. Time. We've got a tacho around the outside. Big digi speedometer. Actually, it's done more miles than I thought. It's done 1,148. So it is all done and dusted. Nice. We've got the gear indicator. Let's just fire it into life. Typical single thrum. Let's have a listen. Don't sound too bad, does it? Switch it off. As you can appreciate, it's a budget bike. It's a starter bike. So what we got non-adjustable levers. We got the start stop. We got hazard warnings. We got the ignition coming across, braced bar, standard clutch lever. Then on this side we got high and low beam, no pass, horn, typical horn, indicator switch is quite nice, very tactile. So, fuel cap, lockable, nice. Let's have a little talk about it. What exactly is it? What are the true specs? This is the 2022 Honda CRF300L. As you know, these bikes in the 250 form have been around since 2012. They upped it, it's only an extra 30 or 40 cc, but it's made all the difference to the torque. It's a 286 cc, liquid cooled, 250 degree single cylinder 4-stroke, double overhead cam, 4 valve. So you're going to get maximum power out of it for what it is. 6-speed manual chain drive, monostock suspension on the back, upside down forks on the front, nice big ones, very long. It is an 885 seat height, so it's going for the off-road, isn't it? It's got a wet weight of 153 kilos, so it's a light bike, very tall, with not a lot of power, but enough for off-road. We've got a 260mm disc on the front with a 2-pot caliper. It looks like a little bit of corrosion's coming on the disc. On the back, we've got a single pot Nissan. This is a 220mm disc. I believe the Rally has got slightly bigger disc on the front, but pretty much the frame, swinging arm, engine and everything, they're pretty much the same. Bigger plastics of course on the Rally. What we're running, we've got an 80-121 on the front and we got a 120/80/18 on the rear, so it's proper off-road credentials with a big 21 and an 18 on the rear, so it fits the bill. It's got everything you want for off-roading. It's got your typical off-road seat. In fact, it looks like a crosser a bit, doesn't it, like an enduro bike. It hasn't got the type of power, but you don't need that much power if you're just doing general green laning and whatever. So what's it going to cost you? Brand new, 5.8 on the road. The Rally's a bit more expensive, you pay an extra 600 quid for the Rally. But in general, I really like it, I do. Let's just stand back a bit. It looks the part, doesn't it? It does look the part. I think you could ride it round, turn up anywhere, enjoy yourself. I don't think anybody would say, oh, it's a little tiddler. It just looks like an off-roader to me. So, shall we ride it again? Take it out, give it a bit of a thrash. I'll get my helmet on, I'll see you in a minute. Here we are. One thing I didn't point out on the walk round is we've got a helmet lock here on the back, great. And we've got some really good bungee hooks, so you can stick a tail pack on whatever. Not bad at all. Okay, so you're back. Typical single, little bit vibey, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's got a very good Honda gearbox, seems very slick. So let's go around the route. Let's knock it up to 50. Up to 50, no problem whatsoever. It's quite peppy, quite a peppy little bike. I think this is the sort of bike you could go out with the lads and the lasses and have a ride, and the only time you'd struggle a bit is you'd have to time those overtakes. You'd have to really think about when you do the overtake. It squirms a little bit on the road with these tyres, so it's something you'd probably have to be very careful of in the rain. I should imagine you'll get used to it and you'll find the limits. So we're in 50, well sorry, so we're doing 50, down the hill, 6th gear. Let's just throttle off, see what the engine braking is like. Yeah, it's quite good actually. I like singles, to be fair, I think they're good fun. You know, the Himalayas. And some of the other singles I've been riding, I've really enjoyed myself. Mark was right, this is a little bit spongy on the back for me. I think if you was a big lad, don't ever be put off buying this, but I do think you'd probably have to think about a slightly firmer shock. The only problem then is it might overpower the fork, so I don't know, it's not going to cost you a lot, is it? You know, sort of a 5 grand bike, about 600 or 700 quid on shocks, and you've got something that's absolutely superb. Oh, we've missed the lights, not to worry. So just tickling by in third gear. So here's one of those overtakes you have to time. Up to 50, easy peasy. See, it's not bad as long as you take your time, you know when to overtake. Always pick your opposition when they're most vulnerable, when they're doing 5 miles an hour. So we just drop down into the 30. Third gear 30. Smack on. It definitely doesn't handle like a road bike. It's an off-roader and it feels like an off-roader. It doesn't feel like a road bike. So you're coming into this bend now, you just drop it in, then you feel it. It feels like it just wants to drop slightly. That's a bit of counter there, a bit of counter steering. We're in 4th gear, just dribbling down the hill. So here we go again. Little bit of a push, drops in. Once you've initiated that initial turn, you don't need to do much else, you just need to control it so it don't drop too far. Here we go, back into 3rd gear, up the hill. I'd like to take it down a green lane and show you what it's like, but I don't really think it's fair. This is a bike that's been chopped in and it is for sale. So if you're looking for a CRF300L, this has just come in, literally just come in this week. It'll be detailed and it'll be up for sale. So if you want one, be quick. These don't hang around long at all. They really do sell fast. If you wanted to buy a brand new one, you'll be waiting till next March at least. So, you know, I'm not trying to do their work for them, but I'm just saying it is for sale. Mirrors are good, very little vibration in the mirrors. Thank you, sir. It's a cracking little commuter. It rides lovely at 30. I should imagine its sweet spot would probably be 30 to 55. Don't get me wrong, it'll probably do 70. We'll find out on the dual carriageway. Here we go, up the hill. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Into the 50. So up past the garage, we'll put a right indicator out. We're going to turn right here for Trevesco. Nice and steady, we're all clear. 3rd gear. Okay, we're doing national speed, 58 miles an hour. It's fairly stable. It's a nice little bike, to be fair. You can have some fun on this because you're not limited to just riding on the road. So we drop a gear, drop another one, throw it in the bend. To be fair, I think it handles a bit better as you go a bit faster. It seems to, the stability seems to come into play just as you go that little bit quicker. There's not that much fork dive considering. I'm quite pleased. We'll see what it's like when we do a brake test in a minute. So here we are down the junction. Indicator on. Take a right. It's already coming. We'll just put the brakes on and stop. So down the hill into the village. Can you see the dash? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Cable throttle, no ride-by-wire or nothing. It's fairly simple. There's nothing too fancy about the bike. Yeah, no trouble. 30 mile an hour in the third gear. I should imagine these would be good for 60, 70, maybe even 80 mile per gallon. You know, if you was tootling about on it, I think you would realistically get 80 to the gallon out of this bike. It's fantastic, isn't it? Price of petrol these, okay, it's come down a bit now. You can get petrol down here for 168. Here we go. Into the bend, bit of breakage, drop it in. Be firm with it. It's a bike you've got to be firm with. So here we go. Fourth gear, 40. Let's have a go on the back brake. Very crude ABS. It did lock up a bit, so get it back up again. Nothing about again. 40 mile an hour fourth. I'll just straighten up a little bit. Here we go, brakes on. They're adequate. I should imagine when you're off-roading, you don't want them too pokey, otherwise you'll have yourself over the front and lock the front wheel up. So I'll come down the bend. We'll level it up down the hill. Here we go. We're going down the hill, fourth gear, 40, brakes on. Yeah, that ABS on the rear is very crude. It's just about okay. So there we go, down the hill. Don't forget, it's trying to haul 17.5 stone and me up. That ain't going to help. As I said on the walk round, if you're a normal sort of 10, 11 stoner, the brakes would feel that little bit better. There, you can have some fun. I don't think I'd go any faster down here, to be fair, on my own bike. Slow down for the bridge. I don't think I'd park my car there. So here we go, over the bridge, up the hill. There's a little shift light that comes on when you hit the red line. So this is as steep a hill that it looks. No trouble up to 60 mile an hour. Yeah, very positive. As I say, I do think it's a bike that you've got to be positive with. You need to actively steer the bike to keep it in full control. It is nice. I'm not getting much wind blast, to be fair. Okay, it's windy. The screen don't do a lot, but it just deflects it a bit. So back to the island. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll give it a bit of a razz down the lane. See what it's like. So we're in fourth gear. Let's stand up a bit. It's fairly narrow. Don't forget I'm very tall. It's fairly narrow. I'm up above the binnacle. Yeah, so the throttle's quite responsive. Just change down. Round we go. Yeah, take a while to get used to it, but it's all right. This is when you need a DCT, isn't it? We've got a tractor coming, so we're just going to put the brakes on and slow down. Okay, he's letting us go. Thank you, sir. I'm a bit like a pogo stick when I'm standing up on it. So we've got a bit of mud and rubbish all over the road, but it don't matter. Cuts into the dirt on that central bit. Yeah, Doc, this is good fun, this is. It's peppy enough. I've got to say, it is peppy enough. I'll just watch what I'm doing in case somebody comes around the bend. I'm not sure whether any of you follow Itchy Boots. Yeah, we'll turn round. I'm not sure whether you follow Damerells. She's going round the world. She started off, here we go, she started off a few years ago on a Himalayan. Anyway, she's changed. She's bought one of these CRFs, so if you're interested in the CRF300 and you want to see what it's like off-road, pop over to Itchy Boots' channel. And she'll let you know. I've got to say, I think it's a great little bike. I can understand why Mark's actually bought one of these. He commutes from Newquay to Damerells every day on one. And you could filter, it's so narrow, you filter, very economical. Okay, in the rain you're going to get wet, there's no protection as such. But it's cracking. Here we go, up the hill. The softer suspension really does come into its own being on this undulating poor surface road. Anyway, I've taken a raz down the hill and see what it'll do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. We'll give it the old third gear roll on down the hill now. Third gear, up to 8, and again. Okay, 70 mile an hour, 6,500 revs. You can feel the nakedness at this speed. I don't know whether you'd want to be doing this for long. It's not buffeting my head, but I can feel the wind blast on my arms. So we'll move across to go around the island. Drop a cog. We probably won't need the brakes until we actually get there. Chelsea tractor, look. Suspension's a bit boingy on that bloody Merc. So round we go. Just see what it's like up the hill. We're all cleared off the island. Indicators on, third gear. So we're hitting 70 up the hill. So I can honestly say, if you're a normal sized person, you can cruise around on this up to 70 and it's not a problem at all. I don't want to go any faster, there's no point. It's not that type of bike. But it's fun. It is fun. I can understand why people buy these CRFs. They're great fun. Plus, you can get them muddy, get them dirty, have a ball. Anyway, I'll just ease off so I can talk to you. If you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to see some more of my videos, The Lofty Biker, click on the subscribe, like, ring the bell, ask me a question, anything, I don't mind. You should know that by now. I don't mind answering questions. I find it quite enjoyable. So we're nearly back at Damerells. So it's time to say ta-ra. So thank you again, Mark, for lending me the bike. I really enjoyed riding this. So this is the Lofty Biker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.